Hello, everyone. I am Caroline Passmore. I am the owner of CRP Specialist Inc. and Bookkeeping is Fun. And today I am going to talk to you guys about the scams out there, as I said I would. And so I kind of like to toy with these scammers and see what happens and how far they'll actually go. So I know that probably sounds a little odd, but it is kind of what I do. I want to because I feel like if I actually experiment and see how far they'll go, then I can actually, give feedback like this on how those scammers are. I can actually stop some of them, because a lot of times what happens with these scammers is and when I do this, they will either stop, um, they'll either delete their profile or they'll block me, and then they'll end up, completely eliminating that profile from Facebook or something like that. And it makes me feel a little bit better because a lot of because I do inhabit some of these Facebook groups where there's work from home jobs and things like that. And I do this purposefully because I want to make sure that you guys don't end up being scammed. So I watch a lot of these kind of groups to make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. And then when I see this type of post where someone's looking for people to work certain types of positions, I'll actually ask the person, information about the jobs, and then I'll push to get information about it. And then when they ask those kinds of questions that trigger me, that I know it's not a real job or it's a scam, and I'll make sure that I, either come back to the job posting and I'll say, this is a scam, please don't apply for it or something like that, because I don't want you guys to get caught up in these types of positions. I don't want you to get yourself stuck doing something where you're going to end up either losing money or you're going to end up with your bank account sucked dry. And these are the things that really upset me to no end. And I don't want you to be caught in those types of positions. So um, I do a lot of that kind of stuff behind the scenes because I just want to make sure that you don't get caught into those positions. So with that said, these are the types of things that you need to be cautious of. So if you find anyone that is asking you to collect money for them by check, wire transfer, money orders, do not by any means collect money for anyone. There is no client in any type of capacity that is ever going to ask you to collect money for them. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't. Um, it's just not part of any business practice that they're going to ask you to collect money for them. If they do, they're not legitimate. And if they want you to cut checks for them, I mean, if you're going to their office and you're cutting checks for them and they're signing them right there in front of you, that's a whole different thing. That's part of, cutting AP, AR, that kind of thing. Not a big deal. But if they're asking you to bring checks home or purchase checks, worse, even worse, purchase checks so that you can cut checks for them. That's not real. That's them wanting to spend money out of your pocket that they're going to reimburse you for. No, that's garbage. Pure garbage. Do not ever do that, because that you're going to end up, first of all, spending money that they're not going to end up reimbursing you for. You're going to get stuck with putting money out of your pocket that they're not going to pay you back for, or worse yet, they're going to wire you money. I had one not too long ago that said that told me they're going to be sending money. They went through this whole rigmarole about how they're going to that they would. What do you mean you won't accept checks from for my company? And I said no, I do not accept checks for the company. They said, well, would you accept a wire transfer and then convert it to cryptocurrency? I literally laughed out loud. My husband and I sat and laughing out loud to each other because it's just so bizarre the directions they'll go to try and get you to just it's just baffling. So, and then yeah, just do not do anything like that. That it's pure scam. And if they want you to provide your personal information by email, phone, or any unsecured means of communication, this is a pure scam. I had one that was asking me, he gave me this whole big spiel about how he was a professional HR person and how was a very, very professional HR person and had been very good at it and been doing this for many, many years, and then proceeded to ask me about my age, sex, and social security number, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you are a professional HR person and have been doing HR for all these years, you know that you cannot ask me my age and you cannot even ask me my sex. I said, you can ask me a few other things, but you cannot ask me those questions. And I just, and that was the end of the conversation because he got mad. I'm like, oh, excuse me, you're getting mad at me? You can't ask me those questions. You're legally not allowed. He got mad at me. I was I was just baffled. But anyways, these people blow my mind when they ask these craziest questions. But then there's the ones that they want to interview you by Telegraph, those applications, Telegraph or WhatsApp. Yeah, they're not legitimate, truly not legitimate. Um, they're even trying to use Teams now, which really bothers me that they're trying to use Teams and Zoom because, we use Zooms. We take things like Zoom for granted, and you just have to be very cautious and do not, don't get caught up in it. Make sure that these are truly real interviews. And because especially things like this Telegraph and WhatsApp, it's chat. If someone wants to get in Teams and do an interview and they're not willing to get on video and they're only, they tell you, oh, well, your interview is only going to be done by chat. True, that is right there, indication number one that it is not real because they're not willing to actually get into a conversation with you, so it's a scam. So be very cautious. Just be very, very cautious. Um, True clients that are going to want to do business with you want to talk to you. That is probably the biggest thing I can tell you. If you are dealing with an actual client that wants to do business with you, they are going to want to talk to you. They're going to want to show you their books. They're going to want to talk face to face with you without any issue speaking to you. These people that are trying to scam you, all they want to do is chat. All they want to do is email back and forth. They do not want to talk to you on the phone. They do not want to deal with you by face-to-face conversation. So just be cautious of all of these types of things that if your stomach tells you that there's something wrong, then there's something wrong. Follow that gut instinct. You will realize that that it's telling you the right thing. So, follow your instincts. You're generally right. Um, I hope you got a lot of valuable information out of this. And this is, again, I'm Caroline Passmore with CRP Specialists, and bookkeeping is fun. And if anyone needs some assistance with their books, I do specialize in nonprofit organizations and service organizations such as marketing agencies and coaches. And bookkeeping is fun is my project, my pet project for helping bookkeepers to support them in if getting started. And I will have a course that will be implementing. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for the end of the month of April, and that will be $47. And hopefully, my website will be up in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping and praying. So I will keep you guys posted because I do this every week. So I will keep you posted on when that website is up. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in.